For the first time over the past years, Iran and the United States had an opportunity to have high-ranking indirect talks between the two countries that took place in Oman on Saturday. The key objective, according to Iranian officials, was to deal with the issue of sanctions, as Iranians are interested in lifting these crippling sanctions affecting the economic situation of the country, while they are ready for dealing with their nuclear program in return. The meeting actually took place in 2 hours and a half, mediated by the Omani Foreign Minister, and after the meeting we received reactions from the Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, who said that it was a constructive and respectful atmosphere that was there during the talks. He also said that there was no inappropriate rhetoric used during the talks that took place in Oman, and also he mentioned that the next round of talks is going to take place next Saturday, most probably. The significance of these talks could be related with respect to the clear air of mistrust that exists between the two countries, and it could be considered as a measure to build trust in the already deteriorated ties between the two countries. Also, Iran and the United States try to build a framework based upon which they can continue their negotiations and to see if diplomacy works. Tohid Asadi, Al Jazeera, Tehran.
Well, Heidi J-Castro joins us now live from Washington, D.C. So, Heidi, talks to resume next week must be regarded pretty much as a positive step forward.
Yeah, but what's interesting, Nick, is actually we've yet to hear an official U.S. response since the conclusion of today's talks. Trump has not been posting about it on his Truth Social site. But of course, if he does react, everyone would expect that it would be positive, and that he kind of teed up these talks yesterday in speaking with reporters, saying that he wanted Iran to flourish, but without nuclear weapons. And then Steve Witkoff, his envoy who led these talks in Oman, set the expectations essentially pretty low as far as material-wise. He said that he didn't expect to go into details of any sort of deal, but really the purpose of this initial meeting was to build trust. And as we just heard coming from the Iranians, it appears that that has been done.
It is slightly confusing looking on, isn't it? Because you wonder what the US objectives are. Of course, it was Donald Trump who pulled the US out of the JCPOA deal, and that restricted Iran's nuclear progress, didn't it?
Absolutely. And now he's saying he wants a new deal, that his signature is behind, notably not that of his predecessor, Barack Obama, who negotiated the first nuclear deal that Trump withdrew from. And Trump has been telling the U.S. public that that deal had been unfair, that he wants more concessions from Iran. So in this round of new talks, he's previously said that he wants Iran to concede in terms of its nuclear, to eliminate its nuclear weapons development program, as well as to make concessions on how it's handling its proxies in the region. But certainly, it depends on the day, really, what Trump is saying in regard to Iran, because in very recent history, he's threatened that country with military strikes from the U.S. He sent a letter to the Supreme Leader just last month saying that if this new deal isn't done within 2 months, that the U.S. would strike Iran militarily. And now sending his envoy Witkoff to the region, who is appearing to strike a much more deal-making tone, being more flattering, more friendly, and appearing to have at least some results in terms of this first meeting, which again is focused on reestablishing trust after the two sides really haven't seen each other face to face for many years.
All right, Heidi, thanks for that. Heidi J-Castro there in Washington, D.C.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.